proud of the guys. Overcoming 3 turnovers in the first half, gave ourselves a shot to win at the end. Unfortunately, didn't make enough plays at the end to get off the field. But we ran the ball well, battled with it, and just unfortunately they made 2 huge plays at the end and then converted. So. Disappointing way that we finished the season, but proud of the guys' effort, man. They left it all out there for sure.
Jeff, you've been around a long time. Have you ever seen a finish quite like that?
I've never seen a lot of what I've seen in the past 8 weeks, right? So baptism by fire, however you want to frame it, and but no, it was. I felt good about where we were and where we sat. And then I don't know what the first 4th and long was that they convert right on the, in a little middle hole shot. And then the, Rodney just mistimes it, or however you just, like I said, just some crazy plays happen. And unfortunately they happen for them and not us.
Jeff, throughout this last stretch, you guys have continually found ways to lose games, penalties, whatever. This was probably the most drastic. Have you been able to figure out what's been missing?
No, man, look, like I said, I thought the effort was good. I'll go back and take inventory and stock over the whole, the time I was here when I have time. But, this one is the only one I'm thinking of. And it's, unfortunately, like I said, you got to make 2 plays at the end or 3 plays at the end. And they make them, man. I mean, tip the cap to them. We got to make them and didn't.
After going 1-7, do you feel like you've improved your chances to be the long-term candidate?
Man, I've given 0 thought to any of that. I told those guys when I walked in the locker room the first time, and it has not changed, was to serve them the best I could. And, I feel for those guys. They're the ones that lay it out on the line every week. And again, we came up short, and that's heartbreaking for me, for them. Again, those guys, just the way they play, I tip my hat to them. Ain't nothing easy about what we do. And to generate enthusiasm and energy and all the things that they've done these past few weeks, I'm just grateful for them.
What would you kind of leave them with today? I mean, I know you'll see them tomorrow, but what was your message on that?
Really kind of the story of our season, right, is that, we play, give ourselves a shot, and then unfortunately in the end we didn't close it out. And this one, it wasn't one play, and similar to some other games that we've had, it's a number of different plays, different players, different opportunities. And from my perspective, got to find ways to make that happen. And unfortunately, they see them, they come up and say, Coach, I got to make that. I get it, right? But unfortunately, we're not making them.
How difficult has this been for you the last 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, trying to find answers and then not finding them?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think from my perspective, like I said, I want to do the best I can for them. So anytime you feel like you're arming them and it's not coming up the way you want, it frustrates you. I can assure you, losing as a coach is much more painful than losing as a player, in my experience. And just because you're involved with all 3 phases, and so if one phase plays well, it doesn't affect the other ones, and vice versa. So it seems like you always go home with with some kind of difficulty to get through with that part of the staff. So yeah, man, I'm not. It's just a disappointing way to finish the season, and feel for those guys. But again, I appreciate them, and I told them I was grateful for them, everything they did, showing up, never wavering, all the things that I asked of them. They did it each and every week, and the way they put it out there, I was grateful to them for that.
Jeff, you had to hit the ground running from the start and not even really look up. Was it everything you expected and then some? And when will you allow yourself some time to decompress and kind of take all this in?
Yeah, probably at the latter part of this week. We'll do exit interviews, physicals, kind of all the things tomorrow, like every other season that I've been a part of, and meet with the guys, say the goodbyes to players over the next day or so, and then I'll start. I'll start looking at it and. Kind of diving into the details, for lack of a better term. So that'll be probably towards the latter part of this week.
You've mentioned a couple times that with the bad finishes and inability to close, that it's different stuff each time. How does a team learn to do those things right to close?
Well, yeah, I mean, young players, you just, when you put yourself in it, is making it and building confidence that you make the plays. The first week I'm here, it's Bobby and Gilly who make the plays, right? Guys who have kind of been in those situations, and as the season progresses and other guys are in, it's those guys making the plays, right? However that looks and whatever it looks like. But once you start making them, you build confidence. It's kind of like turnovers and sacks. You always talk about those things coming in bunches. And so, learning from that, right? No different from offense when you are turning the ball over. How do you learn from not making that mistake? And what do you, when you experience it, how do you make a change from it? So that's how you go back and forth.
I know you said it.
Has an interview for the job been scheduled yet?
No.
I know you said a couple weeks ago you wanted to pursue this full-time. Is that still the case?
I'm gonna anything for after the season. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow and through the week, man. This is about today. So that's where I am today, man.